Will go on offense here, 1st and 10. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Brandon, after last week, we went over 200 yards. Looks like the hot tub, cold tub, whatever he did, it worked pretty well.
Much chatter about that performance. Rightfully so. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
Under pressure, and down he goes. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. They run again with Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. That's caught downfield by Pickens. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Harris running straight ahead. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh 1st. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Nice job escaping the pocket. And boy, he took the shot downfield towards the end zone, didn't he? Trying to go for 6. It just wasn't there against that coverage. They were ready to prevent the big play.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
They run for it with Harris, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw is on target to Likely. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Lawrence's throw taken in by Ridley here. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
When you try to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lawrence. Open man is Kirk, complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33. Now Lawrence to throw. And one more time, here's Kirk. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Here's the option going left on 2nd down. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a first down. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
On 1st down, Lawrence. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lawrence. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Here's Lawrence to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes the Jaguars' Jason Myers now for the field goal try. That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. Myers' kick is good, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone.
And now off to the races down the right side and into the end zone.